During segment 2, you will learn more about the use and care of thermometers. There are several types of thermometers used in school kitchens and serving areas. We will look at bimetallic stemmed, digital thermistors, and thermocouples.
This is our prep station. This is where we normally get stuff, get our pans out, get stuff going. Then I would have them come over here. This is called the tib skillet. That's the baking. We keep all of our pans down underneath here, storage. Then when we get those, we come over to the sink. We have a pot sink. This is our rinse cycle, then our soaking, washing, and then sanitizing. Then we bring the rest of our things in here to the dish room. If there's one thing you should never forget, the most important thing you learn here, it is.
As you can see, there is so much to learn as a new school food service employee. But hang in there. Before you know it, you'll be helping to train the new hire. It is critical that foods are received, stored, thawed, cooked, served, and cooled according to the Florida Department of Health food safety rules. To do this, you must have a thermometer. Without a thermometer, you will have no idea what is the internal temperature of a food item. Plus, you never want to stick your finger into food to determine how cold or hot it is. If you are using the type of thermometer known as the bimetallic stem thermometer, you always want to make sure it is cleaned, sanitized, and calibrated. Let's look at the steps involved in calibrating this type of thermometer. First, fill a large container with crushed ice and cover with water. A half or full quart measure works well. 2. Place the thermometer in the wrench that is attached on the sleeve. 3. Place the thermometer in the ice bath and wait until the needle stops moving. 4. Rotate the dial until the needle reads 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the thermometer from the ice bath, wait a minute, and place it back into the ice bath to make sure it reads 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you can be assured that the thermometer has been calibrated. Lastly, be sure to record this calibration temperature on your thermometer calibration log. Bimetallic stem thermometers measure temperatures through its metal stem. The sensing area is from the tip to the dimple. You must make sure that this sensing area is covered completely by the food. For example, if you're taking the temperature of thin foods, such as a hamburger or chicken patty, place it into the side of the patty. Or stack chicken nuggets to cover the sensing area for a more accurate reading. Digital thermistor thermometers are more accurate than bimetallic stemmed and provide a quick readout of the food temperature. Plus, the sensing area is located in the tip of the metal stem. These thermometers should not be calibrated in the kitchen. Send these units back to the manufacturer periodically to be calibrated. Just be sure they are powered up and ready to go. And if your digital thermometer has an on-off switch, be sure to power it off at the end of the workday. Some school districts have purchased higher-end thermocouple thermometers that not only take the temperature of the food, but some can create an instant record that may be printed at the end of the school day. Thermocouples are not calibrated in the kitchen. Send these units back to the manufacturer periodically to be recalibrated. If you want to check the temperature of the ice bath used to calibrate your bimetallic stem thermometer, use a digital thermistor or the thermocouple to check to make sure it has reached 32 degrees. No matter what type of thermometer you are using, if you think your thermometer may not be working properly, please let your manager know. You cannot make food safer after you have received and signed for it. You must make sure food is properly received, and that includes visually inspecting frozen foods to make sure they are frozen and that there are no signs of ice crystals. Ice crystals indicate that a product has been thawed and refrozen, and that could increase the chances of foodborne illness. Inspect fresh produce for signs of spoilage, mold, and insect infestation. Also, be sure to take and record the temperature of foods requiring time and temperature control, such as milk. If fully prepared items are being received, make sure cold food is cold, 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below, and hot food is hot, 140 degrees Fahrenheit or above. The State of Florida Department of Health has identified 41 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit as the temperature danger zone. In other words, keep foods requiring time and temperature control out of this temperature danger zone. And lastly, be sure to record the temperature of received foods. Check with your local school district food safety policy for the proper receiving temperatures of foods requiring time and temperature control. Once food has been properly received, it must be immediately placed in the proper storage area. Temperatures of your freezer, cooler, and dry storage areas must be taken at least every day. Some school districts require the temperature of freezers and coolers to be taken in the morning and the afternoon. Others may have installed a temperature monitoring device that notifies staff when freezer or cooler temperatures start to rise. To make sure your storage temperatures are safe, thermometers must be used. Place freezer and cooler thermometers in the warmest part of the unit. That would be nearest the door. Your freezer temperatures should range from -10 to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Your cooler temperatures should be below 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And don't forget your dry storage. It is important to take and record dry storage temperatures too. Your dry storage areas should be between 50 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. All received food must be dated so that the older products are used first. In the food business, we call this FIFO, or first in, first out. Always make sure that you date a product when it is received if it isn't already dated, and place the new stock behind the stock already on the shelf. If product requiring time and temperature control, such as tuna or chicken salad, is prepared in-house and will be stored for longer than 24 hours, it must be dated with the use by or expiration date. These foods have a maximum 7-day shelf life. Of course, best practice is to use it up sooner rather than later. Try to use tuna, chicken, egg, and other meat or pasta salads within 2 to 3 days. And remember to check the cooler daily to make sure all foods are being fully utilized. This segment covered a number of critical food safety practices, including how to calibrate, sanitize, and use a bimetallic stem thermometer, proper receiving and storage of foods, especially frozen foods, and foods requiring time and temperature control for safety, and first in, first out. And finally, don't forget to record food temperatures during receiving and storing. Please take a few moments to answer the review questions. Question 1. The safe way to identify the temperature of hot spaghetti sauce is A. To look for steam, B. To use a sanitized and calibrated thermometer, C. To feel the side of the pan, or D. To cook for at least 30 minutes. The correct answer is B, to use a sanitized and calibrated thermometer. You must use a cleaned, sanitized, calibrated thermometer to determine if foods are being cooked, cooled, or served at safe temperatures. And don't forget to record the temperatures on the appropriate log. Question 2. When using the ice bath method to calibrate a bimetallic stem thermometer, the needle should read A. 0 degree Fahrenheit, B. -32 degrees Fahrenheit, C. 32 degrees Fahrenheit, or D. 23 degrees Fahrenheit. The correct answer is C. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Always make sure you are using a large container filled with ice, then covered with water when calibrating a bimetallic stem thermometer. Question 3. During receiving, if ice crystals are found on frozen foods, what should you do? A. Thaw and use immediately. B. Place in the back of the freezer. C. Place in the back of the cooler. Or D. Reject the product. The correct answer is D, reject the product. Ice crystals indicate a product has been thawed and refrozen, which could increase the risk of foodborne illness. Remember, you can't make it safer later. Question 4. The state of Florida Department of Health has identified blank to blank as the temperature danger zone. A, 41 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. B, 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. C, 41 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Or D, 40 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. The correct answer is A, 41 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. All foods requiring time and temperature control for safety must stay out of